We are back in the garage and we are working on the Cadillac and the Caballero today. If you guys can remember, last time we were here, it was me and my dad working on both of these vehicles, trying to get the electric chokes all wired up. I haven't even touched them. I still have the mock up wires from when he was working on them back in November when he came out here for Thanksgiving.
When I come back to Texas, I want to see that choke doing this. All right?
Now, I know for a fact, if my dad was here, he would be extremely pissed at me because it took me this long. Here it is, 2026, January, whatever, and both of these cars are still sitting with mock-up wires. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little insert of what he would say to me if he was here.
Boy, you mean to tell me I mocked these wires up Thanksgiving? Here it is after New Year's, the middle of January, and you just not getting to this. Talk about putting the P in procrastination. Boy, you make molasses look like water. If I wasn't working on this pickup truck before I come down there with Joe Brown and show you something, you supposed to have been had this stuff done. I tell you, boy, what's wrong with y'all younger generation? Y'all wait to the last minute to do something, and then you want to call me up and ask me some questions about something I already done showed you 2 months ago.
Damn! Yeah, so it's time for me to get this done because it's not a big project, but it's one of those projects that I do need to get done because look how crazy it looks. I just have these wires all thrown about. And before you guys get to saying anything, why is that speaker wire? Why? It's mock-up. It's a mock-up, okay? The speaker wire was just for me to know where to put everything after he left, okay? So don't, oh, this is what you went wrong. You put speaker wire instead. Yeah, we got the white. We got the right wire, okay? So today's project, we're gonna get the Caddy all wired up with the electric choke and the Caballero. Not only that, I also have a problem with my electric fan. Well, it's not really a problem, it's just, it's wired directly to the battery and it's pulling too much, and it also stays on constantly. As soon as I turn the car on, the fan immediately kicks on, and I don't want that. And what I mean, it comes on constantly as soon as I start up the car. Watch. So I'm gonna actually add a relay in between and wire it up to the actual temp gauge that's on the block. So once we have that all wired up correctly, the fan should kick on when the right operating temperatures permits it to come on, not have it running constantly. Now, if you're wondering who the hell I am or how and why I came across your feed, my name is Big Stu, Big Sopa for my Paisa homies. Welcome to the Stu Nation. Now, one thing I do want to ensure is that these wires are clean and out of the way. As you can see with these mock-up wires, these are way too long and they're just kind of like thrown about, which makes sense because these are mock-up wires and, you know, I'm not expecting it to be too clean. I have the ground already wired up, and then I have this wire right here, which is the power, already leading into the car, which where I'm going to hook up the power once I find my wire cutter. Okay, so everything's wired up on the choke. Now I'm about to put a light tester on it to see if I'm getting a current through it. I should, because everything's wired up correctly, but electrical, anything can go wrong. There it is. Perfect. Now, only thing I have to do is do the same for the Caballero, and then I can get started on the fan for this car, which that's where a lot of wires and a lot of maneuvering is gonna come into play.
One love.
now that we got that all plugged up, now it's time to do the light test. See if we got a current going through. Boom. Yeah. Now for the electrical fan for the Cadillac, I bought this relay right here that comes with a fuse attached to it. Currently, the electrical fan is hooked directly into the battery. This is the ground wire from the electrical fan. This is the power, which is going into the car itself, into the fuse box, which is wired correctly. But as you can see right here, this is the temperature setting unit and it has nothing hooked up to it. So this fan is wired to come on soon as I turn on the car, as you guys saw earlier, which we got to get rid of that. And this should help with that. Now, if you guys are watching this video to learn how to wire a relay to electrical fan for your temperature sending unit, here is the diagram that I'm using to ensure everything is wired correctly. I will say you do want to find a very safe and convenient place to mount this relay. I'm going to mount mine right about here. I feel like this is just the perfect spot, and I can run the wires under here, straight to the battery, straight to the fan, and then the one that goes into the actual car itself for the power. And it's right next to the temperature sending unit. For your car, I don't know. You just gotta kind of figure out and where would be the best place for you to put it. I'm pretty sure that y'all can see that I already screwed up. This is not supposed to be a ground. I got my blacks mixed up. This cord coming from the relay should be going into the temperature sending unit. So I gotta fix that. Finally wired up everything. I got the fuses where the fuses need to go. I got all the wires where they need to go. Everything should be plugged in the right spot. All I want to do now is put my light tester on it to see if I'm getting power when the ignition is on. If I do, then that means everything is wired correctly. I got some pretty big fuses in there, so I don't think any fuses are going to blow. If the light comes on, then I'm going to give it a run test and let the engine heat up and see when the fans kick on. All right, boom. So with that being said, I'm getting power to the relay. Now I'm gonna pull it out and give it a run test and see how long it takes for the fan to come on. Tonight, it had to be one of the coldest nights it's been in a while. It is currently 33 degrees outside. The fan may not even come on because it's so cold outside. I may have to wait until tomorrow when we got a little bit of daylight. I'm gonna let it run and hope and pray it comes on. If not, then tomorrow it is. The fan finally came on. I don't know if you guys be able to see it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the fan is actually spinning. Took it around the corner for a spin to try to heat it up, but that was kind of counterproductive because it is 33 degrees outside, so the cold wind is acting as the fan, which was keeping the engine cool. So I pulled it kind of into the garage. I revved it up to about 1500 RPMs, held it for about like maybe 20 seconds, and then I looked through the windshield underneath the hood and I noticed the fan was spinning. So that lets me know that everything is wired correctly. Let me go turn this off because I need to save my gas. Gotta give myself a old pat on the back because honestly, I was a little intimidated. Not saying that I don't think I couldn't do it. It's just I don't like dealing with wires and electrical, which that kind of is an asinine thing to say when I have 12 batteries in the back and all of the hydraulic system is damn near electrical. Although this isn't a tutorial video, I do want to show you guys how I wired this up because I understand that there are some people out there who are trying to do this. I'm just not the best person to do tutorials. That's why I don't do tutorials. I'm gonna try my best to show you guys how I did it. If you guys have any questions, just ask me in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. I will leave a link in the description of this video of the relay that I'm using, because I saw a lot of the ones that's online, they have different color wires. Some of the diagrams that are out there are referencing different color wires, so they don't match up, which you could go based off of where they're positioned or whatever. But if you're someone like me, it doesn't correlate in my head. All right, don't judge me. It may make sense to you, but sometimes it doesn't just make sense to me. Maybe I'm just a little slow. Anywho, I'm gonna start from the very top wire that's positioned at 12 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go clockwise for every wire so you can follow along when you have yours. The first wire is this orange one right here. This is the one that will connect to the positive cable of your fan. So if you have a single fan, you'll have two wires that's really coming into one. It's one wire that has two wires into it. You got one that's your ground, which you would mount that to any bare metal with no paint. And then you would take the power cable of the fan and connect it directly to the orange one. After the orange one, you have this black one here, which I don't know if you guys can really see. The black one goes into the temperature sending unit. Do not ground it. If you're trying to go based off of having a temperature sending unit so it can cut on automatically when it gets to the right temperature, connect it to the temperature sending unit. The one after that, you get this really fat red one. The red one has this fuse to it. The fuse that it comes with is a 30. I replaced mine with a 40 just because I saw a few people talking online saying it's better to use a 40 because it's a little bit bigger, but you're gonna connect that directly to your positive of your battery. The last one is this little skinny brown one. It is to the left of the relay. This one will connect to the fuse inside of your car. And then I just connected it to my windshield wiper fuse. Now you can connect it to your ignition fuse, or you can connect it to any 12-volt fuse. Just make sure you use an add-on fuse connector, and make sure that it's a fuse that comes on when the car is on the on position. And that's really how I did it. That's really it. I would advise you, if you're in a cold area, to test it in the morning or when there's sun out so the car can actually heat up a lot quicker. But I am about to close up shop for the night. Before I do that, I want to have a quick little chat with you guys. So I wanted to take the time to say thank you to you guys for showing all the love and support on some of the recent content that I've been putting out. It doesn't go unnoticed. For a person like me, I take a lot of pride in the work I do. Sometimes if it takes me a while for me to put out a video, is because I don't want to just put out garbage. I see a lot of people putting out content that you can just tell that they film it and then they upload it and it looks like trash. I'm gonna be real with you. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and bash any other creators, even though I just did, but if you're gonna put out work, if you're gonna put out some content for people to watch, that's gonna take the time out of their day to sit down and watch your content, give them something worthwhile watching. Don't just put out something with trash quality, trash content. People can read right through anything and everything that you're putting out. The point I'm trying to get at is I wanna show you guys how much I care about your opinions and how much I care about you guys giving me support on my content. I do understand that you guys are taking your time, whether if you have kids, whether if you are at work, whether if you are, I don't know, driving across country, you are taking time out of your day to watch my content. So therefore, I'm going to continue to put out the best quality and the best content that I can. I have a lot of stuff in store this year for you guys. I do want to tell y'all what I'm going to release, but I don't want to jinx it and I don't want to speak too fast. I promise you, this is the year that I am going to put out as much content, especially on my YouTube, as I can. Last year I slacked because I had a newborn, and if anybody out there who have kids knows that having a newborn is It's no joke, man. It's no joke. I really do appreciate every view, every comment, every like I get on my videos. For all of y'all who are new to the Stu Nation and this is your first time, go ahead and run it back, watch a couple of the other videos, tell me what you think. But to my day ones, to the ones who's been here from the beginning, from the very, very beginning, you already know what it is. Until next time, your boy Stu, out.